So welcome to our weekly InStat Basketball Webinar. Today I'm pleased to welcome Bogdan Karaičić, former head coach assistant for Lokomotiv Kuban, current head of scouting for Serbian national team. And quite recently, it was announced officially that Bogdan in the following season will form part of Crvena Zvezda, Belgrade's EuroLeague club. So first of all, Bogdan, congratulations. You know, like Bogdan is a good friend of mine. We're in touch for, I think, for 3 years already. And Bogdan has a really wide experience in coaching because he coached different clubs in different positions across the Europe. He coached in the NBA Summer League. He also quite recently forms part of the Serbian national team, and now it's a new challenge for him. He will be coaching and assisting to Sasha Obradović in Crvena Zvezda. So first of all, Bogdan, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share your experience with our audience. Thank you for using InStat. Bogdan, please tell us what will be the topic of today's conversation.
First of all, thanks for all nice words, and thanks for having me, and also thanks for a 3 years successful cooperation we are having. And also in same time, I want to thank you in name of all coaches for doing all those webinars and being a great moderator as you are during the webinars, so people can get as many as possible information and expand their knowledge in such a situation we were in with Corona and everything. So I hope also everybody is safe now. But I'm just saying thank you, because instead of being in panic, people use opportunity like this to expand their knowledge and experience. In terms of today topic, because with several different people, we also had some other webinars. So in that period, I got a lot of questions about my practical work. So how I use even InStat, some other platforms, how I combine it, because as we know, there is a lot of opportunities for analytics, for video, for scouting, just to get informations. And I want to present and share the whole practical process I'm doing in terms of using InStat, combining with some other programs, combining it in Excel, and getting the product that make me feel most comfortable in presenting situation to the head coach or the players, or knowing information about opponent and your own team in terms of scouting, self-scouting, game analysis, practices analysis, and so it will not combine this webinar from my side will not be a lot of X and O's basketball wise, not a lot of clips. It's more of a working process in terms to come to the same goal, and it's making as best possible scouting for your team and head coach and the players.
Okay, that's sounds really amazing. So we can't wait to see your approach in scouting and practice.
So first, I will start sharing. Obviously, it's visible, right?
Yeah. We can see your screen.
So in terms of InStats, why I, for example, and how it helps me making the best possible scouting compared to the other platforms, what I find it very useful. And I know how to say, a lot of people create their habits, and as my head coach Sasha say, they stay in comfort zone, and life starts out of comfort zone. So
correct.
If you are afraid in terms of changing something you did in the past, no, I'm too used on other situations, other program, I encourage people to be more open-minded, to see more things on the market, because there's a lot of opportunities, especially with the InStats, that can provide you easier access to a lot of information.
You're really gentleman.
So in a first step, what I like it about InStats and what I think to all other coaches can be very useful is an interface. Because interface of the InStats that helps me can be very easily customized. And I guess you already saw a lot of tutorials or clips of how to do it, but in terms even of possession, of clip duration, something that some programs will also give you. I'm talking the programs on computer. InStats for me, it's very good because I can have a sequence of duration as I want. So it can be only 10 seconds or 12 seconds. If I'm doing player scouting and taking the clips from InStats, I will not take all the sequences. I will take 12 seconds that is custom made. But if I want to see longer possession in terms of transition and everything, I will go with show all possession, what will show me whole duration of that possession. So that's number one thing that for me is a very good game changer, because it in times when I quickly want to see just a 5 seconds or 10 seconds of clip, I will go on the InStats because it will make much easier for me to take shorter clips if that's the need. I have it in that moment. In terms, if I want to see certain player, like I just entered Prepelic because recently I even did some report on him. It's not for Red Star Lokomotiv, I just did it so that some rumors doesn't start who's gonna sign him. So it's more for my own database. So if I want all possession of him, I will always go to 2 points field goal all and 3 points field goals all, assists, turnovers, and offensive fouls that player received. And by clicking on all of that, I will then choose, do I want to see long possession or keep it on the 5-10 seconds possession? And then it will give me right away the clips of Prepelic, where I will download all the clips. So I will not watch them in the InStats. I will obviously immediately download them and then put in my another programs that I want to maybe even make some special effects or graphics that I feel more comfortable doing in another program, even though InStats also provide you the same opportunity. In same way, so obviously a lot of you guys know, don't download all the clips, all episodes on the high definition one file. This is how I will do it for Prepelic to start with. Obviously, I can choose the number of the games very quickly. So for me, this is very convenient because I don't need to go from interface to interface, from window to window. I have it on the primary window right away. In terms of shooting chart, what I love it because if additionally I will need to find certain pull-ups from pick and roll game, and I want a specific situation, I will just go on pick and roll ball handler situation, and I know that this pull up should be in this area because obviously it's a 3-point pull up. And if I really only want this clip because head coach need, or I remember I saw it but I forget where it is, so I know that it's from this side in this game, I will quickly custom made the game, go here, pick and roll, click it as I showed before, and just to download this pull up, I will go right click and click save. Program to download to have it on as a hard copy on my laptop. So those are some things that I really love in terms of doing the personnel scouting, especially now in recruitment process. Also when we are presenting personnel videos to the players of opponent team, and in general it's just convenient. And if you saw even now me talking in what 5 minutes, I already downloaded everything, took the clip I wanted, so just in 5 minutes I had the hard copy of the video example on my computer right aware that I will after manipulate with on other ways. Another thing that I really quickly like is comparison, and I will show you what I do with comparison both in InStat and also in some other just not analytic program like Real GM, where I will take a quick stats just to make my own comparison. And then the main thing for me how I use it and what I do about the InStat in terms of the team is a HLM file. So for me, that's a game changer, because with that file I can manipulate in my another program. A lot of people are using different programs, obviously, as additional for video editing. So what I will do, I will go on the game, specific game that I want, or even right away after game is played, I will just go on that game, click on the box score, where I will have obviously all the box score and all the informations, and then download this XML file. Now I will go very bit slower through the process, so you guys see how and why I'm using XML file in this way. So obviously, what I love it at InStat is because it gives you this file, and for me, it's a very important file. And I don't know how many coaches are technically familiar with it, but it's not that hard to. You don't need to know what this file is, but that's basically web file of the combination of the codes that provide the video in the InStat and or in another software. So I will click all the things here. So I will make field goal types, play types, and other actions. And here I will go to the players, even though you can choose offensive, defensive, team action. So I will choose players and both teams. Sometimes if you want to have quicker clips on your program that you will import this file in, you might choose home or away team, but I will explain you the reason why I will choose the both teams. Then obviously clicking OK, it will download me the file. And then my whole magic with this file, and something that helps me a lot, is the following. So I'm using another program called Sideline Video Analyzer that also a couple of people asked me about. So here, what I will do with this file, I will go step by step. I will start new game. So I will open this game, Bayern against against Merlins. So this game, and first of all, I will see the Bayern roster here, and I will make the same roster in this program. So Jason George, number 1, Peter Koponen, whoever is there, I will make the same numbers, same names in my own in this video analyzer, and then I will choose that team. So I will choose Bayern. For me here, Bayern is 1920, so knowing that this is this season team. And another team, because it's not the team I'm gonna play, and it's not the team I'm gonna scout. So let's say we are doing now EuroLeague or EuroCup game preparation, so it's not the team that we're gonna face. I will just choose no name. But if it's a team we're gonna play, I will most likely choose here among other teams the same as I did for Bayern. Now, very important, and I will go back to the InStats, and something I really love is a quick access to the full game in InStats. I already downloaded, so we don't waste the time, but just clicking on the full game and download all episodes, it will give me the full game right away in my hard copy in one file. So that's for me very important, because I don't need to have 15 sequences of the files that I will after that put in converter and make it, because for me, honestly, it's very important that one game is one file, so I can manipulate from another program, from one program to another, and I don't want to waste additional time converting. So InStats give me MP4 file, high quality, it's 720. Some games, it's even NBA games, if you want to analyze here, it's 1080 pixels, so it's even higher resolution. Obviously, file is bigger, download take a bit more, but nothing radically that you should be afraid of. Then what else I like in terms of the games, it's only game time. So I can take example of Stas Barsky, when we had my great friend and colleague from Lokomotiv, when we lost certain game, and our head coach was very angry, and he wanted to watch live game as a kind of punishment for the players, because we lost it without extra scouting. But he wanted that we only watch obviously live game time, so not the dead time. So you don't need to go in software and cut what a couple of years ago you did it to cut free throws, to cut this. You can customize it by InStat, or just click only game time, and it will be shorter file without all those stops, timeouts, and everything. So you will even have that very, very fast to head coach or yourself if you don't want to have those breaks in the full game. And then offensive plays and defensive plays, it's if you want from certain team only offensive plays, just to go quickly when we use it. For example, if you want to just, we are playing maybe tomorrow and today they play late in the evening the game, I will just maybe click there, take all offensive clips just to double check quickly after maybe watching with the head coach live the full game or everything, but just briefly to one more time go through the whole offensive plays, checking is there something new that I need to add. So it's also pretty convenient watching on that way, both offensive or defensive plays. Now, for exporting the file that I already mentioned, you need to go on the full game download. Once you do that, you are having a game on hard copy on your laptop, and you need to export that game specifically from InStat because it supports the file that you downloaded from InStat. So you cannot download that game from YouTube or from other softwares or programs because the web file will not match the code that you have in your HTML file. So here click on the mouse, I will go import InStat because they already this program and a lot of programs already are giving me InStat that they will recognize InStat XML file, and it's very good because it's your own software that you can code yourself some additional things, or you can break InStat things to even more pieces or combine what they have in one segment. So for me it's convenient because immediately I can import it, and then I have a formula that I call it InStat formula. So I made a formula using this InStat let me go. So using this HTML file formula that they are having, so field goal types, play types, so it match one to each other. And even though I can make all those things online, being on internet, being on InStat platform, me personally, I love to have it as a hard copy on my laptop, because if I'm in the plane, and hopefully we will again use the plane pretty soon traveling on the games, so I don't have internet. If head coach right away he wants something, I already had breaking down on another program thanks to InStats and combining together. So it's a middle of the meeting or something, he just wants quick, I don't need to go internet or online or to log in. So this is why I love it, and it makes much faster for me, and it's very convenient. So now import file, InStat file, I made my own formula. I clicked OK, downloaded. Now they are recognizing the codes that InStat is giving and the code that I made. So the first of all is players, and what's important that the text form file in my program is on the left side and rest attributes on the right side. So players that I don't want to use are on those two sides. Players I want to use, which part is athlete name, so I will keep it here, if you understand what I mean. And then all other things I will keep. It need to be stayed on the side. This need to be empty, and here you will click the first team, and then here the second team. So which team, which athlete. So I don't want to use athletes from another team. I want to use Bayern athletes that I typed before using InStat, and here just the team name. Everything else need to be outside of this section. by clicking next, I will just confirm that my athlete is the same athlete, as InStat provided me. The team is also matching up. I will click next, and now everything what's red, and you need to do this only one time. Everything what's red is what is still not synchronized. Everything what's dark, it's what I already synchronized. So what it means? If I click, this is my formula that is similar to the formula of the InStats. And then I have something I added, and I will tell you, explain you why I added those things. And then if you see, I clicked on the dark one, I will go again. And then, so action 2F cut layup contested. So it means that action is 2 point was fouled, for example, right? And it was a weak side cut, it was a layup. So then on this, my own formula, I will find action of 2 foul, cut, layup, contested shot, or if I don't want contested, I will not click those, and it will, computer will remember. And you need to do it, this is first time me doing it, so you need to, so 2 point missed, let's say missed, okay. So 2 point missed, cut, layup, contested. So I go on 2 point missed, it's a cut, it's a layup. So I will find layup, and then I will click, and I will go to the next. You see that the red one went to the dark one. So it means I already synchronize it. So in my program, all the InStat file will be transferred one in one. So now there is several you need to do here, because I didn't do it before, not so many, but one time you do it, it will remember for all time. So after 2-3 games, more or less all the actions will be synchronized, and never again you will need to synchronize it. And then the game time, I don't want to synchronize those things. It will be too much time. First half, second time, I don't need this. And then I will just click finish. Here you have some additional options that I don't want to bother you with. And I just now transferred everything what was on an InStat. I transferred to my own hard copy on the computer in my own program. So now all of a sudden, it's the middle of the meeting or whatever, I click and I have all the, okay, Lucic didn't have so many, but number 12, I have all his score points or all his pick and roll games or everything what you basically are having on InStats. Now, thanks to InStats, I'm having on my own software where I can manipulate very, very easy with. So now it's not anymore online. So now this is player number 12, Low, is scoring a 2-point shot. This is one order that InStat gave and I transferred. Now he will score 3-point shot. So this is, I'm just saying one sequence of it, but I will explain you more and more upcoming. So for example, you are on the meeting or you just want to quickly go on your own program, you are not online or whatever, you just click it. Thanks to InStats, I immediately take all his 2-point, 3-point shots scored, missed, and I can add 2 extra video or something head coach wanted or he saw something. So you can basically do this with all season game. So when game ends, you just download via box score from InStat this XML file, you put in your own. So all season, so even games you don't want to watch, you can have it as a hard copy on your own computer. So if somebody saw somewhere and they want to give me this situation from this player in this game, you will have it right away without extra logging or without going 5 seasons or 1 month back watching, finding this game and doing everything manually. Now, for example, play types that I synchronize with the InStat is ISO game, offensive rebound, so everything what you saw InStats provide you. So now here you will see all pick and roll where roll man is receiving the basket from pick and roll game, scoring the basket. So you can again manipulate with this situation. Is it one player specifically or another? Now it's Radošević who is scoring as a roll man. And from all parameters that you found it in InStats, now all of a sudden I have it in my own programs thanks to InStat. Then which type of layup? and so on, so on, so on. Now, you see the team. So for example, this is now Bayern team and this is another team. I didn't care about another team, and I still don't care because I want to see only Bayern, but I will still go per possession. So I will click here and it goes first, second, third. So it goes possession per possession, what happened. And I will just put view all, for example. And now something happening here with Bayern Munich. The InStat provided me that this situation is already logged in terms of what happened, foul, this and that, this and that. But because none of the programs can provide information which set offense this was, obviously, because there is still no motion traffic that, you know, okay, they call this 2 down, they call this motion, because it's almost at the moment impossible, not so possible to do it. So maybe in order to have all InStats information and to combine with which offensive situation that is, I would just do what I did before, and here I would just click, let's say, baseline and whatever action this team is playing. So now I'm combining all this that InStats provides me. So basically everything from here, and I'm combining with which offensive situation of Bayern Munich this is. So it's even, how to say, it's even giving me extra. So now all of a sudden I will know all Bayern Munich baseline 2-point shots. Are they coming from off-screen game? Are they coming from pick and roll, roller? So everything what you see here, I combine it in a second, just using those two software. And I think it's very powerful tool for everybody, because you can just here watch the game as game is going. You can put a fast forward or whatever you want. Now all of a sudden in sideline, it's a turnover. InStat already logged me that it was defensive steal, and I'm putting that it was sideline. And I just want to also to add extra player because it didn't synchronize. I just put it and it's bam, it's game over. And I can do it by watching it as a full game. And now all of a sudden this, sorry, for me it's easy to rush, maybe I need to slow down. So now this is defensive situation that is logged by InStat as a steal, defensive steal. And for me, it is a steal, but it's also pick and roll defense. So what I do, I just, sorry, I'll need to open it again. Just that steal, I will again do the same, and I will log as a pick and roll defense, and I will make whatever I want, which type of pick and roll defense. You can customize it, obviously, but I'm just showing you how the defensive situation you combine, knowing that this is a hard hedge, this is trap, and which player was using a file from the InStats, putting in your own software. Then on the end of the day, you watch the full game and you do it. Some things you will extra log, some things you will not log at all, depend of your preferences. But on the end of the whole process, you will have whole lot information in terms of which offense, breaking down to the what play types and what statistic from that offense you are having, combining those two situations. And this is, to be 100% honest, I think it's very useful and great, and it helps me hell of a lot in the season, and it saved the time, because on the beginning I was doing it on my own. I was even logging the all games that a lot of people are doing on your own without even getting to not, let's say, not maybe being open-minded to see, okay, let's explore new option, let's see what's there on the market, if there is opportunity, obviously, if budgets are different from club to club. But I'm just saying you need to try everything, because as I said, life start out of comfort zone. So don't stick to the one situation, use as many as possible software situations, and be open-minded. By my own personal preferences, InStat helped me a lot to speed up my process of analytics and combining analytics with the video. Now, talking scouting in practice. So let's say that this is a lot of games. So you see Nisei, CSKA, Nisei, game number 1, Riga 2, 3, 4. So if you are watching here, there is 14 VTB games, that I put it like that of CSKA, and 22 EuroLeague games. It was my first season with Sasha. So that's basically 34 games of CSKA that we have logged in our program to tiniest detail using two software being combined. And then it's a lot of information, and I want just to have a clear picture of informations and to present to the head coach on a run very quickly. In order not to type the things, I just go here, let's say play type statistic. It will just take some time, I guess, because it's a lot of games. And then having that play type statistic, I will open my my Excel formula, and that's something a lot of people ask me about. And I will copy from this from to my formula here, and then this formula that I copy paste will provide me play type right away here. And then I will order play type using micro orders. And then all of a sudden I have all information needed about this team, pick and roll ball handler, whatever situation you need to have information or what you believe it's important for you. Then you can do the same for offenses. So you will input in your offensive scheme, copy paste over there. It will immediately, oh, sorry. So play type, you copy, you paste it, you order it, boom, information is there. So you come to the final, let's say, final number of games. Now it's only 2, but it was 34. I just type it, and then it calculates also compared to the number of the games. So now possession per game is 5, possession points per game is also 3.9. So now all of a sudden whole situation is changing. When I order it again, now it's a different numbers and different, let's say, analytics. So now what I do from this, I have a final document. So here, I don't want to bother you. I have everything broken down, play type. So this is the input files where I'm copy pasting all data from there. This is the file that calculate, if you can see, the calculate all the input numbers. And then I want to make a final version. I open final document, I click update. And now all of a sudden, this document generate all informations from previous ones. So now I have, and it calculates to the level I need. So I don't need now anymore the zero factors, and there is no zeros if they didn't play. Now all of a sudden it calculates everything what was taken from InStat, transferred a little bit in another program to Excel files, and then by just exporting PDF, clicking on export PDF, all of a sudden you have a full report done in basically only time you use or only time you spend is the time you are watching the game one more time in your program. But InStat provided me help that this game is already broken down to some segments. So I just need to, so you will not lose a lot of time. You know, I saw a lot of webinars, so you need 4 or 5 hours to log the game if you are doing by your own without having any specific help from software. And InStat provide you this help, so you can easily have just a 3-second click for one segment, because all other segments are pre-done because you imported file. And now all of a sudden, after watching a game of 1 hour, 1.5, I did maybe extra 15 minutes to just correct small things. I copy paste all the informations after, and now I have a report that I want done, even though InStat give you certain report, what I think also it's great. But now I want to know offensive sets combined to all the other things, what you need to watch game. Obviously, all coaches know in order to realize which offensive sets they are playing. and now I have all the previous InStats information in my report. So just using some small bridge, let's say, in between to come to to this amount or those informations. Now I'll show you another things. For example, I said on the beginning the player comparison. So here I talked about compare player to player. So what I love about InStat is because quick, just typing, you don't need to search somewhere. So just typing the okay, I don't know how to type his name. Okay, typing his name, you immediately have a two-grade sure analysis of certain things you want to analyze, and then you can do it per match or total, whatever you feel comfortable. But what I do with those index stats, and I love that they show me this GPA as well, but I will also manipulate with it, and I will copy paste certain things in my own Excel formula. And now when I do it, I have, for example, I have a let's say a head-to-head comparison or shooting comparison of two of the best players. Then in the same moment, I go to, that's why I'm saying I also do it from InStats. I don't want to bother you with that, but I also do it from another web pages. A lot of people are using, I'm just talking practically, Eurobasket.com or RealGM. Okay, I use this Draft Express thing, but you type manually. There is also softwares for it. You can also do it by InStats, but if you want to manipulate and have your own, you can copy, or as I show over there, copy certain number of statistical numbers. What I do, I make an input here, I copy paste, and now all of a sudden I have this season situation here, shooting situation here, special stats here, so everything, and head-to-head comparison here. I play myself with the pictures if I want to make some special effects. That's on the side, but I'm just showing to people practical usage of Excel, combining with other web platforms, including InStat or other stat situation. Here you can go on InStat through the full game for the team. If you want this statistic, you can customize what you want. This is what I said on the beginning. You can customize here what you want to see, so you don't get let's say all dizzy with so many information. Then you can, for example, copy all those things, make your own Excel input formula, and then it will provide you all informations that you want to be provided with. In terms, if some of this is now mainly for the coaches that they are not in situation to, let's say, afford certain softwares, you see here, so it's input files, copy paste files that immediately provide you all those. So this is all, I don't type anything, so this is all calculation. It's all everything is called by different sheets, so I just copy paste thing, and then I'm getting exactly the report that most of you are making, but give you small advantage. And I'm now sharing this advantage that I have compared maybe to others not having these softwares, so they need to do it manually. So I'm trying just to help you in practice how you can have a report that you want without having extra time typing or typing things in it. Now, why for me it's important to have all those things, let's say in InStats or in general. When I come to, I will go back on this Bayern game, and now all of a sudden I will go to the opponent team, right? Opponent team, and I will call all opponent team pick and roll game. let's say, because it's easy to do in this program. It's easy because InStats provided the same. And then all of a sudden I have pick and roll defense of Bayern Munich, because it's a pick and roll offense or opponent team that via XML file I'll manage to put in my copy. Now this is their pick and roll defense, and I just wanted to see which type of pick and roll defense this is. You can do it. You can do it also here on pick and rolls. So you can over under switch double. So you have 4 things already in InStats that you can type, click it, and then you will see on the chart. But situation for me is I need a bit more. I need more, and I don't have this in XML file, so I don't have it like this broken down. So I need to customize a little bit in this program by using only pick and roll action. And in my own formula, I will say it's a hedge, double tag side or single tag side. What for me it's very important. Now all of a sudden, using all tools I showed you before, I will have all the, let's say here, pick and roll situations with hedges. I will export it via my own program, and then I will put it in some, sorry, this is not the file. I will put in another program just to give additional info. I need to, okay. Additional graphics. Okay, I'm boring with this music. I need to just turn it off. This is in just a second, because I don't see it. Okay. That was a stupid move, but okay, still. So now it's a CSKA offense, and I don't care in this specific. That's why I'm talking about pick and roll defense, and I don't talk about tactic. I'm talking about the whole process of scouting, how I'm combining all those things. So it maybe give you some idea how to do it and how to use this such a great program as InStats, combining softwares you are using. In my case, again, I think for me this is game changer, combining those 2 programs. I'm not advertising, I'm just you know, being honest with everybody. So now doing what I did before, this is all clips of CSKA attacking something against drop defense, and then I will put some extra things in my own when I will make this hard copy. You can maybe go in Final Cut or wherever you want. You can even do it now on InStats who feel comfortable with it, or combining 2 softwares, and then all of a sudden it's very easy for you to do all those clips reorder. And we talked in some previous preparation of the scouting how I want to explain how to defend against CSKA in this case. But for me, it's important to get those clips very quick. What I got thanks to importing this file in my program, and all of a sudden I have again how CSKA attack drop defense, but I'm just now combining the clips, giving some extra arrows or things like that, and then making the final version of that video that is, let's say, 5 minutes version that will be presented to the players as a one single file, as cases here, using all those steps that I show against drop defense with some extra effects that give explanation and give specific message to the players how we want to defend CSKA in this case. And you already, some guys I hope already saw in other lectures. So now I'm just showing how it work, combining all those things. Now for me, also something I love to do just for my own, using those programs, combining everything together. I love to make small files that is just you know how to say, difference between iPad or iPhone and Android system. I believe it's interface, obviously the speed, but on the end of the day, it's kind of interface. There is small kind of interface changes that just make people feel more comfortable using one software or one platform than another. In that saying I already explained why for me InStats provide easier access to the thing, because interface is comfortable, and it's comfortable interface, and it's easy access. But then when I just want to make a better presentation to the coach and to recruitment process or whatever, I make my own let's say interface using all those softwares again. So you cannot do it completely on your own. You need to have a help and support. And then the certain things I will link and I will upload on my YouTube channel or any YouTube channel. And now all of a sudden this explanation of physical tools on the clicking, and for me it's very convenient, because head coach or whoever GM is having on the iPad or Android platform, and then just by clicking, although he does need internet for it, he will see my short video and explanation of these things and why I believe it's strength and weakness of this player. Then what I showed before, using InStat or using another web pages only for statistics, I will take the regular stats and then putting in Excel, it will give me my pre-organized template, and it will be easy to manipulate and to make a head-to-head analysis that you can also do in InStat. And then shooting chart, same like InStat, I provide then with the clicking, and it can just be more convenient watching certain things and breaking it down. Now, what I go deeper using the same process, it's a shooting chart plate per type of the shot. And for me, that's very important. And then again, by downloading this file, XML, I can come to the jumper, pull-ups. You will go back after this lecture, or we can open. So types, hook, layup, dunk, jumper, tip, floor, reverse. So you will have it in by downloading this file. But then again, giving some extra small work, because they already did the majority of the work for you. You can break it by shooting chart using that software, and now all of a sudden I have all the jumpers shooting chart, all the off-screen shooting charts. So same shooting chart InStats provide. Just again combining those InStats with this, I give something extra for myself, what I believe is important to break down the shooting chart type for it. And although you can also do it for a play type here by clicking catch and shoot, and then all of a sudden you have all the catch and shoot charts, both for the player and everything. But just if you want to have this type of the shot broken down, you can also combining all those things, have it deeper for yourself. And what's most important for me, having as a hard copy on your laptop, so you're independent of the online situation. And this is some of the, let's say, basic steps in this process of scouting I wanted to share with you. There is obviously some more, but I don't want to spend a lot of people time and go deeper, because we can go even longer. But to finish with this is some basic process that we do in practice, and making practically the scouting for us, and using those two platforms that are very, very helpful in our case. Is there any questions now that we can or something to
add? Bogdan, first of all, I have no words. I mean, wow. Like I'm speaking to multiple coaches, like on a daily basis, from different countries, from Spain, from North America, here in Russia, or in France. And what I've just seen, I've seen it for the first time. I mean, okay, yeah, like I know you for 3 years. Yes, you shared with me previously some information, some reports. But I mean, I heard from Lokomotiv friends, other coaches, that you have your advanced system, but I've never could even like expect that it's so detailed. I mean, my question would be, how did you personally come to it? I mean, how did you find your way?
Well, I mean,
Why
first
you
of
have
all,
so special, let's say, vision of basketball, vision of how to make scouting? How do you come to it? Like, of course, most probably, like on your coach experience, yeah, like there were some questions that you would like to find answers on, and you just find out your own approach. But like, in a few words, how can you explain it?
well, if I first of all, thank you for nice words, and I hope that I gave some ideas to other people to if you can say improve or go in certain direction. But to be honest, on this question, I started being head coach in Denmark. There is not maybe best basketball market, obviously the highest one, but in terms of maybe quality, to not sound disrespectful. But I was 26-year-old when I started, and you know, I felt that I need to give something to the players that they will gain, that I will gain respect, and that's not being dictator, so that they see that certain knowledge and certain idea from what we are doing everything. And obviously, I didn't present everything to the players, but in that process, I start studying Excel, I start studying extra video editing, because I really wanted to separate myself on the market, to be frankly honest, because same like a players, I was young head coach that needed
Yeah,
to show in not best developed league and wanted to develop myself, and I needed to find something, some specialty that will divide from others, and it's one thing went in another. And to say, I kept open-minded, so I never behaved in the way, no, so when you came with this with InStat, and when I saw the file that I can download, I start playing with the file that I was talking about. So, and I believe in 5 years, or I hope that everything I will do completely different things, because I think you always need to keep up, to develop yourself, to be open-minded. And in a short, this is I wanted to separate myself from, let's say, in order to be competitive on the market as a young coach. And then I kept open-minded, why I still believe, and I always shared my ideas, because whenever I was in opportunity to talk, I talked. I didn't hide anything, because then people challenged me saying, okay, why you do this, how you do that, and then new idea all of a sudden pop out. And that's how the process is still going, and hopefully it will be a long process for me and the rest of the colleagues as well.
yeah, I agree. Like, thank you so much for motivational speech. I believe, I trust your words will really motivate like some young coaches who may be struggling to find their own way. Yeah, and for experienced coaches, you said there is there is also a room for improvement. Yeah, and I really enjoyed your words. I really love your words about sharing, because like coaches not always they want to share their, I mean, secrets, their approach, their way, because the competition is so high, the level of competition is so high, and everybody, especially here in Europe, all clubs, pretty much all the clubs, they have like completely different budgeting, and if you have at least a small advantage, yeah, like they think you better, I mean, your own approach, your ideas, you better maintain it for you. But you're not the first coach uh, I hear, I listen to that says sharing is very, very important. And like, for example, one of the big coaches told it to me as well. Sito Alonso he's a current coach for Murcia. He was the coach for Bilbao, Barcelona, Vasconia. Yeah, and quite recently, I had a conversation with him, and he sent me like some drills for during he developed during the quarantine. Yeah, to keep his players in shape. I mean, especially dribbling abilities. one hand dribbling, two hand, left hand, etc., etc. And a lot of different drills. And he said, like, I'm sharing with you. You can share it with anybody else. So we have to share. So yeah, I really respect it. Respect your position, and I think like it's very highly, you know, like intelligent and educated. So yeah, thank you, Bogdan. So let's check if we have any questions here in the list. Unfortunately, not. So I have a question as well. Klemen Prepelic, are you going to sign him?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. For Lokomotiv, I don't think so. There is a new. For me, it's good that I know at least what they were doing for whole preparation, but they are not in EuroLeague, so it's not something I can use. But no, they are not going in that direction, and Red Star is also at the moment most likely not. But it was just my own. I love to see how he shoots, so I did some analysis for myself. To
yeah, I'm just joking. You don't have to explain. I mean, I'm just joking. But he's a good player. Yeah, he definitely can score, and he definitely can create opportunities for him for his teammates. Yeah, he's a good player. I believe Real Madrid doesn't have bad players. Okay. Yeah. I also, like, you know, like you during your conversation, during your presentation, you mentioned at various times that that use multiple softwares, that use multiple analytical tools. And I wanted to express such idea that sometimes when I speak to coaches, they say, and I do, like, you know, regular selling presentation to convince them to use InStat. And like if it's a coach, let's say from a lower league, minor leagues, like, you know, like second division of Russia, or I don't know, third division of Spain, they usually don't use anything. And they usually don't use anything. They just have some editing program that was shared by his friend from a first division club, and that's it. So it's um, let's say more than enough as they think for them. And after I finish my presentation, they usually say, Nikita, we're so impressed, but we have a question for you. Like, if we buy this, like, you're still in my job. You're still in my job as the assistant, because we don't have to do anything. The club, the general manager or the sports director will say, like, for what reason I'm paying you money? Like, you have to watch the game. You have to count statistics. Make your own research, make your own analytics, etc., etc. And what would be your answer in this situation? I mean, of course, I can share my answer, and I will share it after what I usually say to such, let's say, refusals. But what do you consider? If the question is, if analytical tools are stealing job of a head coach assistant or scout, video coordinator, etc.
First of all, analytical tools are data, and I had a lot of talks that part of the scouting is data collection, processing data, collecting, analyzing, and then presenting. And all the data are presented to humans. So human need to work on data. So you cannot have data over there without human person tools are data being in charge of them. Because first of all, you will buy software like InStat in order to save your time. For doing so, it means that it's great. You can do more. So you can develop more and have better output for your team and head coach. So it's not your softwares are not your enemies. Software, as more sophisticated you as a coach are, as better is to have more and more softwares that provide you data that you can process and analyze and then present. So data cannot be over there without the humans. And I believe in the future, you in some areas of job, you in some fields, you already have data analysis as a job, but scouting is part of data analysis. And if you want to be better scout, you need better data. And better data, in order to be more efficient, you don't need to do it by your own. You need to use the service of software, and then you will have data faster. So I just see it in the way I have InStat, so I just saved myself 10 hours per day. So it means I can do more and better and advanced things. So I see it opposite. And referring on the level, all things or majority of the things I presented now, they started back in, even that's maybe 2013 in Denmark. So it wasn't, so even, okay, we were always competitive. We were third in that league with, I had a great president and owner, Andreas, in Team Fognestvid is the name. We didn't won the title, but I started doing those things over there. So I didn't start in Lokomotiv or now in Red Star. I didn't care about the level. I care about my own ambition. So even though you are in third league or fifth league, you need to have same approach like you are in the first league, because the goal is the same. You want to be the best possible. You want to be winner. You want to develop your players, yourself, your organization on the market you are having, regardless is it an Italian market or Spanish or third or fourth. So that's just a excuse, if you ask me. Like, okay, we don't need that. No, you need to do best you can in order to develop whole organization, everybody. And then if our bottom level become higher, our higher level will be easy. It will be much easier that we develop our best point, so our highest level. So we start that we are not in -1, that we are the lowest level is our 5, let's say. So I would say softwares are not enemies, they are help. As more you are educated, as more you will find a way how to use them and to develop them yourself, instead of being afraid of robots or softwares or whatever.
Yeah, I completely agree. I usually like, in such cases, I say, I have the pretty much the same answer on this question, that we're just a data provider, and you're free to select. We provide a great range of statistics, videos, filters, games, etc., etc. We provide more than 500 statistical parameters, individual, collective, plus lineups breakdown, and you're free to find your own approach. Like if you don't like, eventually, of course, you according to the philosophy of your club, according vision of your head coach, you don't need all these 500 parameters. Like for example, in all the data we provide, for example, based on your presentation, use only full game XML. Sometimes you use filtering system on the shooting chart. Sometimes you use comparing tool, but in general, sometimes you use video summaries, to get some clips of action of players. But in general, you just have your own approach. You build your own approach, and it's up to the coach, to build his own way to work, to build his own like KPIs, and use for own development, for players development, to use it for coaching reasons, use it for scouting reasons, etc., etc. So thank you so much for the answer. You want to say something?